people that are slaving away, not being able to live their lives, that's when you want to make a difference. We decided that we wanted to do a sweatshop here so that we could raise awareness for the people affected by human trafficking, because many people don't think that it's an issue in South Africa, or that it's, why should we worry, because it's never going to happen to us. And that is kind of the harsh realization when everybody thinks that it actually can. This is a place where our harbours are filled with them, with people that are being brought over, but this is just a stop. They don't necessarily come into our country.
Why would we even want to do a sweatshop challenge? How does what we do here affect the people over there? And what I noticed is that from one of the videos, they said that it brings it from your head knowledge to your heart, and you actually feel the burden of people. So that's why we're actually doing the challenge, so that people understand that it's not a mental knowledge of the slavery that's going on, but it's a heartfelt knowledge which you've experienced yourself.
Also, as I was part of the organisers as well with Shanali, we were the slave masters of the evening, as I said. What it was is that we were the sixth group to participate in a sweatshop challenge globally, part of the 852 Freedom Campaign, and it was the first one done in South Africa.
So we decided to do it on the 16th of October to the 17th of October, starting at 6 p.m. on the Friday to 6 a.m. on the Saturday. So the challenge was then to do the full 12 hours, but we didn't force anyone. If they couldn't finish or if they had to go home, then we didn't force anyone to stay the whole time. So we challenged people to do as much as they could, depending on their capacity and what they were able to do. So our total numbers was 63 people, which is pretty good. And then we calculated the hours to be about 650 to 655 hours that we are now going to donate to UN Gift for the purpose of advocacy, so that we can make change to other people's lives.
You just sit there and you're doing nothing. Like, you're doing something, but it's nothing. And it means nothing. And you feel nothing, and you become nothing. It feels like your hope, your dreams, everything it's all gone. And at the end of the day, like, what do you do with that? What can you do? I think it was a very enlightening experience, not only for me personally, but for everyone that I spoke to afterwards as well.
The Sweatshop Challenge was a success because even though there weren't vast amounts of numbers, there was still 63 people uniting against slavery and uniting to make a difference in other people's lives.
Looking at this global pandemic of slavery, this is a very impactful experience, and we need to now look at it as people all over the world and thinking how we can address the whole issue, not just thinking about it in sense of the government or other people, but what can we do to impact the whole world.
Show how hard it actually is to be someone in that position. I think you hear about all these girls and stuff who do these things. Whoa. And even as a participant, I'm a girl, I'm 23. And I think I'm so lucky, I've got a university degree. What about that other 23-year-old who has now been stuck into the slave trade, who's my age, who lives around me, but I'm doing absolutely nothing because I don't care, because I'm a selfish human. I hope that this experience will raise awareness about how hard it is in their life, and that there's something that we can do. Humans, we can do something. As much as everyone's like, oh, it's a hopeless thing, there's something that you can do. Even by talking to someone, it makes a difference.